World DipCon 25. That's a wrap. Before we get into awards, I have some thank yous to make. I have a lot of them, and I'm probably going to forget many people, and I am going to just apologize in advance for that, but I want to call out, this event takes a village to run, and it takes a village to have the support to get everyone to come out for it. So I want to first call out all of the local players from the Bay Area who came out to support this. There's folks here who have played many times or coming out for the first time, but really having the local hobby support is so important to having a great community here and having a great event. So Bay Area players, thank you. And of course, what makes a great event is also bringing people in from around the world. So travelers, especially people who took time out from their lives, from international areas, coming thousands of miles, across the oceans to be here, thank you for being here. And I'll specifically call out from Australia, Jamal has done amazing things to rally the Australians to get here. I know Spiros and Bradley and other folks in Europe have also done huge efforts to really rally those communities. So thank you, and others in those areas who I'm forgetting, but please, thank you guys for rallying your hobbies, building things up, and getting everybody out here. It's been amazing. Some specific people have helped. Liam Stokes was instrumental in building the website and dealing with me sending him like weekly updates to make changes. So thank you, Liam, for that. If you like these t-shirts, or even if you don't, Hal Shield, who many of you know from the East Coast Hobby, really helped out. He made the logo, he helped out with the t-shirt design. We're really grateful for him. He unfortunately couldn't make this due to a work conflict, but he sends his best, and again, we want to thank him for the beautiful shirt. We could not seed boards, keep things organized, keep scores without Chris Brand's Diplomacy TV software. It is just an incredible gift to the hobby that this exists. You can also blame him if you don't like your seedings, but that all being said, like you have no idea what it's like seating this many people and keeping everything organized, and it just would not be doable without that. And Chris was responsive. He made upgrades to the software specifically to accommodate some of the weird stuff we're doing in this tournament. So he was just amazing with that. So Chris Brand. DBN has been great supporters of this also, both from the promotion standpoint and what they're doing, I think right now, in terms of talking about all the games and building up, you know, excitement in the whole diplomacy community for those people who couldn't be here but want to vicariously see what happens. So we really appreciate the work that they do. Brandon Fogel, Brian Pravel, Zach Moore, and everybody else who's involved with those projects. So appreciate that. The families of all of our players who tolerate us coming out here. I'll particularly thank my family. My daughter's here. My wife and son aren't, but they've been dealing with me, talking about this, sitting in rooms on video chat or texting about this and doing not much else in my evenings for like the past like 3, 6, 9 months. So thanks to them, but also thanks to everyone else's families for, you know, supporting your abilities to come out here. And then finally, I don't think the Hotel Spero staff is here right now, but I do want to acknowledge them. They've been very accommodating of our needs. They've been generous with giving us very good room rates for a pretty expensive town, and just really helpful and great. So please do thank them if you have the chance to on your way out. You know, they really just have been very good to us. So really. Okay. Let's get to our awards. So we do a lot of different types of things. The first I want to just highlight is this Buzz Cup, which is a circuit award that is for the West Coast North American circuit that includes our tournament, Vancouver, Cascadia, Denver, Armada tournament, and in years that there's a SkyCon as well. Our inaugural winner of this was Katie Gray in 2024. This is under competition this year. This is the second tournament that's been involved. Cascadia happened in January. The Denver is happening in July. Just encouraging people to travel around the West Coast to participate. It's a combined score. This is named in honor of Buzz Eddy, who many of you know, or many may have been before the time of many of you, but Buzz was basically the founder of the NADF, really organized the hobby in the early 90s and early aughts. Just really a very great, gracious person who gave of a lot of his time to help build the modern hobby. So just wanted to point that out. We're not awarding this today, but hope to see many of you in Denver so that you can have your chance at this. All right. Okay, so as is tradition, we do a little bit of interesting prizes for this, and our first one is a set of handcuffs, and we have given this for a variety of things, and actually what I was thinking about giving this to this year is we had a few Pervase board endings, those 11-11 ones that everyone, 11-11-11 ones that everyone loves so much. We actually had two of them, one with Karthik, Ed, and Liam, the other with Jan, Shane, and Micah. And I was thinking about calling all 6 of them up here, giving them this and saying, figure it out.
They won't be able to.
But instead, I got a really good story about something that happened. I think this was board 3, where an Italian player was facing a EGR, and basically decided that the best thing to do to break this up was to imbalance it by supporting one of those players basically into their own centers, doing things like convoying them from Spain into Tuscany and just pushing them forward into a potentially solo-like position, basically handcuffing the rest of the board and really stopping them from doing anything that they wanted to do. And so Joey Beckman is okay. For our next one, I'm going to very briefly call up Eddie here to quickly give out his award.
Wait, what's this briefly?
Okay.
All right, how many people here have gotten poopy points? All right, take a look. Congratulations. Several of you have gotten more than one. Several of you have deserved bigger ones than the one you got. However, upon conclusion of the collection of the poopsters, Miss Gill, Tanya, so you can clean up after your own messes. There you go.
Okay, I'm not going to talk too much about this. This is a ball gag. And I think actually the person who's getting this, I think specifically told me they didn't want this. So, this person was recognized as a great player and pointed out that in the specific game at interest, he was a better talker. And, you know, it's not, I think he might have been Turkey, but I'm not sure. But he basically was keeping, he kept Italy guessing, kept Austria loyal, and stabbed Russia, and then was able to talk him back into continuing to work with him after that stab. And this goes to Tim Crosby. Alright, we support pirates in this hobby, doing funny things with fleets. I'm going to give there's a runner-up for this who's not going to get an award, but I just want to recognize it because it's pretty funny. Andrew Zick built Fleet Venice 3 times. That's definitely a pirate. But the award actually goes to Pete Gauguin, who in round 2 had a 6-center France with 4 fleets in the Mediterranean, including ones out in the Eastern Med and Syria. Wow. This is the Best Shane Cubis Award, and this was a tough one. I did a lot of research because I really wanted to know what does it take to be a Shane Cubis. And it was really tough getting into this. I had to think a lot about it. The Australians kept giving me their opinions on what a Shane Cubis is, and like they would know. I do some DBM broadcasting. I actually broadcast a couple of games with Shane Cubis and was really studying exactly how he played and what he did and was thinking, what would Shane Cubis do? And the thing that Shane Cubis would do is nominate himself for this award. So it goes to Brandon Austin.
Okay, look over here. There we go.
Is yours themed?
Yes, it is called the whipping. All right, so
Yeah.
this is a fan favorite. We sometimes give this for the best stab, and we sometimes give this for the best whipped, getting whipped or whipping others. In this case, we're giving it to someone who got whipped, which was a Austria that lost 5 centers in a turn. It's going from 5 to 0, and that would be Karthik Kona.
Of course.
This is one of the random toys that came from in Eddie's attic that he was, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it, but you know, we like to give awards for funny stuff, and there was a board, I think, I don't know if it was round 2 or 3, where we had a 2-center turkey that those 2 centers were not the traditional ones, they were in Car and Sev, and then this turkey ended on 7 centers, so Randy, congratulations.
Just like my game, it fell apart.
It's actually from Moscow.
Another one of Eddie's little things, this is a, looks like a Soviet hip flask. And we thought about stumbling Russias when we did this, and we came across a Russia, and I'm going to just recite their center count in this game. 6, 5, 4, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 1. Ruben Sanchez. All right, this is going to take a few minutes because how many people took the Nostradamus quiz? I want to give the answers, so I'm going to just take a moment to do that. This was, so we'll go through this really, I'll try to go really as quickly as possible. So the first was how many people will play in at least one round. We actually got somebody who got it on the nose, and the answer is 105 players for the tournament, okay? The second one is how many total boards would be played. The answer is 51. I think we got a couple of people got that. Or what will be the theme for board names? Does anyone know what it was?
Streets.
Streets. A few people got that one. How many solos will there be? We had one, and that was guessed. We had guesses as high as like 12. Which what land province will have the most destroyed units? It was not close. What was it?
Bulgaria.
It had 44. The next highest, I believe, was Romania, and Budapest were tied with 15. So almost 3 times as many as Olympians. Okay. What sea province will have the most piffs? Which one was it? Skagerrak.
Yep.
There were only like 12 sea piffs, actually, and 4 of them were in Skag. So that's an interesting one. Highest center count in 1903 was 9. 9 center Russia, I think that was Tramal. How many games will all end with all 7 powers alive? I took my own, I didn't enter this, but I took a guess for this and I was way off. Any guesses for what it actually was?
0.
2. What will be the greatest number of neutral centers not taken in a game after 1901? What do you think?
4.
4. before. Longest game, somebody gets 1938, and I will tell you as a tournament director, when I see something like that, I just get very upset. The answer was 1912. We had a couple games go to 1912. Largest number of centers grown in a year was 4, I believe. And the largest number of centers lost in a year. Karthik, why don't you tell us?
5.
How many open draw votes will be taken over the course of the tournament? I think some people didn't understand this question because we had guesses that ranged from 0 to 250. And the correct answer was actually 2. Only 2 open draw votes the whole tournament. And the next one was how many will fail, and they both passed. What country will have the most eliminations is Austria. Okay, how many eliminations do we all think Austria had over 51 games?
41.
22.
Feels like that. It had 27 eliminations. Okay, the next highest was Turkey and Germany. Both had 17. Okay. Country with the most solo board tops. Any guesses?
England. Turkey.
It was actually a tie between Russia and Turkey for 8, so we actually didn't give anybody credit for that because, you know, it's a shared board top. So, you know. Interestingly, the power with the fewest solo board tops, what do we think?
France.
It's France, only 2 solo board tops. France. Will we have an earthquake during World DipCon? No. We actually had one Friday afternoon in the East Bay that was a 3.9. I don't know if anybody felt it, but there was an earthquake, and so, you know, there you go. And then our last 2 questions were you rank in the top 7? We had some very confident people here, and we also had some not so confident people here. And the best question was, will you win the Nostradamus Award? Because we had 4 people, all of whom had 6 answers correctly, which gets us, and 3 of them answered yes, and 1 of them answered no to that question, which gets us to a paradox depending on decided to reward it. And so what we decided to do is we're going to give this to the person who's answered no to that question. That's the question.
What?
I wish I could have predicted other people's moves.
Let's do well together.
Thank you. One in the front, one in the back.
Everyone seemed to like it. Send me any
All right. Okay. We have these very nice clipboards with a map. We like to recognize people coming from far off, and our furthest traveler is going to get one of these clipboards. That's Dominic Stevens from New Zealand. Okay, next one. This is for our best rookie, and I actually think this is super impressive. So we had a player who, as far as I understand, came to this tournament never having played a game of diplomacy before, and came in 33rd place, right? Top 3rd in like a really cutthroat, tough tournament. So very impressive, Him Chen Vandergriff. We have another clipboard. This is what we're giving as a hobby service award. I want to recognize this person. I'm going to just call them up and I'll talk a little bit. Speros, could you come up? Speros, stay here. Speros is just, aside from being the host and the host of the director of the 2026 World DipCon in Athens. Spero's has built a club in Athens, is getting people playing this game there and all across Europe. I mean, he came here with his family. He's just doing so much for this hobby, so really give him a hand. Players' Choice Award. This is always a special one, I think, because it's it's given by the players in the hobby, and I don't know if it's probably maybe not a remarkable thing, but I think it's a testament to the quality of the people here that we had on the order of 31, 32 separate people nominated for this award, which means you guys must like each other in spite of whatever's going on the boards. But we did actually have a clear winner. We had a number of people with multiple votes, but we had a clear winner, which was Zoe Cameron. We also have a TD's Choice Award. We can give this for whatever we want, obviously. And it's not always easy to come to your first tournament and deal with such a cutthroat group of people as this. And we're really happy to get some younger players into the hobby and here for their first event. And just want to recognize Liam Healy for. You know what this is for? Ooh. Anybody know what this is for?
Guesses.
Best local.
49th place.
49th place. Goes to Zach Davis. Where's Zach here? Did Zach leave? Zach left. Okay, we'll get it to him. We'll get it to him. Okay. Our team champions. Okay. Our team champions. We had a very competitive team tournament. I'm going to first recognize in second place. I like the team names. Can I just share all the team names? All right. I'm going to just go through some of them in no particular order, and I'll recognize the top ones last. So that this is just no particular order. We had Team Australia, which had no one from Australia on it. We had the D team. Okay. We had 22 to 28. I think you know what that means, right? Team Europa. The Darce Holes. That was a bunch of Australians. The California Imposters, so that was, I think, all California players.
I'm definitely from California.
And allies. And we had Kayla Coalition. Okay. Our second place team, though, was the Mad Hatters. And our winning team, which let me just call all the names out before you applaud, was Stabbing Westward, which was a team of Stephen Ho, Cody Green, Mike Moore, Emmett Wainwright, Yuri Niazov, Hin Chen, Vandergriff, and Edwin Lopez. So.
Is Cody here?
Is Cody here? Is Cody here or? Cody?
Probably sleeping.
No?
Okay, everybody smile for the camera.
We'll get it to him.
We got a friend somewhere. Germany and Alright, then turn around and smile for the cameras.
What a lovely looking bunch of people. Process was perfect.
We were all sitting at the same table. Efficient.
Okay, so we, every year, we give out bears for the best outstanding play of country awards, and we always get 2 extra bears of different colors that you're probably seeing here. We actually announced the names of these at the beginning, and this one is called the hibernating bear. Any guesses for what we're going to award this for?
Someone who slept in.
Someone who slept in. That's a good one.
Most holds.
Most holds, okay, that's a good
Missed
one.
orders.
Latest rides.
Latest rise, missed orders. Okay, so this is going to a person who played with 2 units for 7 years. They actually woke up in the middle of the night to get a center, but they didn't build it because they had no place to build it. And then they subsequently back to down to 2 for another 4 years. So they were pretty much sleeping most of this game, and that's Riaz Varani. Okay. Our other bear is the grizzly bear. Any guesses for what we would give a grizzly bear for?
I got bald.
Got bald. Oh, okay. So the thing, what do we know? The thing we know about grizzly bears is that they're extinct in California. Okay.
They're on the flag.
They are on the flag, but they are extinct in California. But there are grizzly bears elsewhere. So the player that we're giving this to had, I think, 2 eliminations and survived in 2 games with 1 center. I know that in one of the games they survived, they were Germany and survived in Paris. I'm not sure where the other one survived, but I think this is very well deserved for someone who largely went extinct, but kind of migrated over to the Midwest and had some fun. So Isaac. We're going to get to our outstanding play of different countries awards. So for outstanding Austria, we had a 12 center Austria by Dan Lester. Outstanding England, 17 centers by Brandon Fogel. Outstanding France. I gotta say, this is kind of sad. 12 centers by Micah Blum. It's not sad by Micah. It was not the tournament for France. I don't know what happened. Outstanding play of Germany. We actually had 2 17 center Germanys in this tournament. So honorable mention is going to go to Jamal for this one. With a slightly better score due to a bigger differential, it goes to Jordan Connors. Okay, we'll get it to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Italy, we had another 17 center power, which was Nicolas Ehogay.
He's not giving you that one, Katie.
Best outstanding Russia, 16 centers by Yang Hui. Outstanding Turkey, the one solo for the tournament, Adam Siegel. We're going to call out what we'll say the, we're going to call...
There we go.
All right, we're going to call out the second board, which is our 8 through 14. So we'll start with 14th place. We also from Eddie's attic, I guess, got these copies of Henry Kissinger's Diplomacy. So hopefully you can read this and you'll be all set for Athens. Has like a handwritten 14th place with a World DipCon stamp in it. So, all right. So 14th place is Nicholas Hauge. Stay up here. I'm going to do the following. I'm going to actually, just to speed things along, because I know some people have to go, I'm going to call out all of the second board, and we'll do an applause together just to kind of keep this moving. Okay? So in 13th place, and I'll give the score. So Nicholas Hauge had a score of 494 points. And in 13th place with this is with a score of 499.5 is Andrew Zick. In 12th place with a score of 501 is Randy Lawrence Hurt. In 11th place with a score of 515 is Micah Blum. In 10th place with a score of 537.5 is Katie Ben. In 9th place with a score of 575 is Jordan Connors. And in 8th place with a score of 581 is Ben Kelman. Big hand for the second board. Before I do the top board, I just want to say, number one, it has just been an honor and a privilege to be able to run this tournament. It has consumed a lot of my life the past few months, but it has been worth every moment of it. So just thank you all for that, for the privilege of doing this.
It was amazing, Alan.
The people I didn't thank initially that I want to thank now are my co-organizers. They are just the best. They're great friends and just really great people and amazing organizers and have done so much to make this weekend a success. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Eddie. Okay.
Thank you, Adam.
Seventh place with a score of 618 is Jamal Bakari. Sixth place with a score of 622.5, Jan Clouet. Fifth place with a score of 628.5, Katie Gray. Third place with a score of 649.5, Brandon Fogel. Third place, half a point higher than fourth place, 650 points. Didn't want to play this weekend. David Hood. second place, 664 points, Adam Siegel. Your 2025 world champion, Noam Brown.
Someone get him some pasta.
You finish up with it.
How many points?
673.
Okay, I know we don't want to congratulate Rome, but there is someone that has not been thanked properly for this weekend. I was responsible for getting us this bid, for saying that this tournament should do it, and then I made someone else do probably 95% plus of the work. So while I'm responsible for maybe it being here, someone else did 100% of the work. So, Adam, please come back. I've got a couple of things for you. First and foremost, because you don't have enough games, herding cats. And because he does deserve his own trophy, as the chaos coordinator. As he said earlier, thank you so much everyone for being here. It has been such an amazing tournament, and what I want to say personally is you all have made it so easy on us, and I appreciate that. You have been amazing guests, players, just friends, and I am so honored to have each and every one of you here. So, thank you.
Onward to Athens. See you next time.
Award that was delicate, I do have boxes to ship them, or to take padding and whatnot for you.
See you, everybody. Thanks for coming.